Alright, hey guys, remember it's TCG, and I'm here to bring you a deck profile for Fluffals slash Frightfur. This is for December 2021, and yeah, let's just get started. So the last time I made a deck profile for this, it was a deck profile I made on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, but this I actually decided to buy the cards, and I got this cool playmat that went with it. And yeah, tell me what you guys think. But yeah, let's just start. So 3 Fluffal dogs, it is your, I think it's essential as a 3F. Most people think so as well. It's just your search for your sabers or for a Fluffal card. Really good to have 3 of. And another 3 of would be Fluffal Penguin. Fluffal Penguin lets you switch summon a Fluffal from your hand, which comes in handy a lot. And you can even go Fluffal Penguin, Fluffal Dog. And that works as a method of searching out a card and getting a Fluffal out. And then I run 2 Fluffal Bears. 2 Fluffal Bears, they're your search for your toy vendor. And they also fuel for Fluffal Wing. So if you have Fluffal Wing and Fluffal Bear, you can just go Fluffal Bear, toy vendor, and then Fluffal Wing as cost. And yeah, you can use that, and then you can Fluffal Wings effect is alive. So yeah, 2 Fluffal Wings for that reason. Fluffal Owl doesn't come in that often, but it's just another Fluffal name, and it serves as either as a polymerization search or as your poly itself, which comes in handy. Fluffal Cat, just a way to recycle more polys. Again, it's mainly for name. Yeah, just mainly for name. 1 Dolphin. Dolphin's really good with Penguin. As you're able to summon them with Fluffal Penguin, you can summon Fluffal Dolphin, and then you can exceed them. Bahamut Shark, and then go into Totally Awesome. It's really good. And he gets to recycle your toy vendors, which comes in handy a lot more than you might think. Fluffal Sheep, not extremely useful, but it's just another way to get something out on the board. It comes in handy here and there. But yeah, and that's it for the Fluffal roundup. But for the Edgems, I'm going to start with 3 Edgem Scythe. So Edgem Scythe is extremely useful. He lets you fuse during your opponent's turn, and he lets you fuse even during your opponent's first turn, and pop one of their cards, which comes in handy a lot. It's just a really cool card, and it's kind of like a hand trap in its own way, which is super useful in a unique way. And this card made me want to like actually buy the deck, because previously when I played different versions of the deck was never at this power, and Edgem Scythe just put it on a different level. And then 3 Edgem Chain. Edgem Chain lets you search out for Frightfur cards. So you're usually going to go into Patchwork with this, but you also have the Frightfur Fusion. A lot of different cards that you can go into. Edgem Chain is just really good. And it's just anytime it's sent to the grave. So you can even, from the field to the grave. So you can just use it as a poly target with like super poly. And then the 1 saber is just saber. You need it for tiger and for wolf. It's just really good to have. And then for the non Fluffals and non Edgems, 2 Orange Light. Orange Light is just a hand trap that uses fairies as a cost. I recently added this second Herald of Orange Light, but it's come in really handy. And then for the last monster, I run 1 Artifact Scythe. Artifact Scythe is really good because when you summon Frightfur Will, you can use this, pop it, and now your opponent is locked out of their extra deck. Extremely useful card, and definitely a 1-up for me. And yeah, I'm gonna now go to the spells. Okay, now for the spells, I run 3 Toy Vendor. 3 Toy Vendor is a must. It's not once per turn, so you can just keep on using its effect. It works well with Fluffal Wing. It's your search for Fluffal Bear. 3 of is a must, and for that reason, 3 Foolish Burial Goods as a way to use Toy Vendor, which gives you it's essentially just like a Rhoda, but for Fluffals. So that's extremely useful to have. And then 3 Frightfur Patchwork. Frightfur Patchwork is just a new card that is really good. It lets you search out any Edgem monster, which usually I go into Scythe or Chain. But occasionally, if I need Edgem, I can just go into that too in case I need a fusion for just to win the game with Wolf. But yeah, it's just an extremely good searcher. I knew when I first saw this card that it was going to be broken, and it's extremely broken, but It just helps Fluffals a lot. And then I do have one Frightfur Fusion. Frightfur Fusion lets you fuse cards from your grave by banishing them. It comes in handy a lot. But I don't end up like using Patchwork or using any card to really go into it. It's just when I draw it, I use it. And then 2 polymerizations. Polymerization is really good. It's mainly your search with Patchwork. That's the only, like, that's the nice thing about running 2, and the thing about having 3 is that it makes sure that 3 Patchworks are always alive. But yeah, sometimes they're not if you don't have 3 polymerizations. But I think it's worth it, just running 2 polys. 1 super poly, it's come in handy a lot. Just fuse your opponent's cards. There's a lot of dark monsters in your deck. So you can just get a Starving Venom for free a lot of times, but it can also be dead, so I dropped it from 2 from the last time I had it. Frightfur Repair, it works really well, especially with Frightfur Whale, which lets you ditch this, and then it gains half of its attack. And then you can use it to just continue some plays. Yeah, it's just a really good card to have a 1 of. And then Called by the Grave, just stop hand traps. And then I recently got this in a video that you guys can check out. Triple Tactics Talent that has become really useful with all my decks. And having this here helps a lot. If they try to play during your turn, you can just stop that. And no traps. So now we're going to go into the extra deck. Alright, so for the extra deck, I have 3 Frightfur Cruel Whales. Cruel Whales are extremely good. They're just a way to pop your card. Like, you have to pop your card and then pop your as a way to pop your opponents. But since you have the Frightfur or the Edge Imp Scythe, you can just fuse during your opponent's turn and then pop their card during like a crucial moment. And it also gains half its attack, which is useful for getting over monsters that normally this deck can't get over. Just a really good good card to have, and I'm glad it's a good 3 of. But yeah, definitely a 3 of for me. Tiger, you can end up bumping this up to 2 if you want to drop the whale down to 2, but I think the 3/1 is perfect here. Frightfur Tiger is good, but you do need an Edge Imp Sabers to go into it, and you don't always have that, and maybe you don't even want to search it out. So yeah, I usually just keep it as a 1 of. It's useful. When it happens, it happens. You could just pop your opponent's entire board, and it gives you an attack boost that can stack in weird ways. But yeah, it's just really cool to have as a 1 of. Frightfur Kraken. So Frightfur Kraken does allow you to get over cards that can't be destroyed, as it just sends them to the grave. Although it does target them. So it doesn't come in handy a lot, but he can also attack twice. It's just cool to have as a 1 of. And I think right now he's the most expensive Frightfur card. And not really that useful, but just good to have a 1 of. Wolf, he usually wins me games. Like, if I summon him to win. I'm just gonna attack for game. Since you can usually get a lot of materials and just use that to attack the opponent. And then 2, Sabretooth. Sabretooth's pretty cool because he is like your towers. If you feed him enough, you can just make him into, not unaffected, but he cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. And that's useful in its own right. And he also serves as a monster reborn. So you can usually just fuse something real quick just to get him out, and then just bring back one of these guys back, which is really useful to have. 2 of has come in handy for me. You guys could change that up, maybe make it 1, but it's worked for me. Mud Dragon, just as a target for Super Poly. You can use this to fuse your opponent's cards when they don't have dark monsters for you to use. And then Starving Venom, Fusion Dragon. If they have dark monsters, that's really useful. As you can just fuse them to get a free monster. Comes in handy a lot. Bahamut Shark and Totally Awesome. You can summon these, as I said, with the Penguin and the Dolphin. And it's just a Omni Negate that you can get essentially for free. And then you can use the Bahamut Shark, that I like to use it a lot, as extra link material. To go into Cross Shape, you can go into Cross Shape, and then if you fuse, you get another summon, continue your plays. Or to go into Dagda. Dagda is just a way to search out your Scythe. He's actually like extremely useful. It's not a commenter. recommended him, and I added him in, and he's coming really handy, and I ended up linking into him a lot. I think he's like my most common link monster to go into. Just a really cool deck. Is really good. I think if you're gonna run the whole scythe, the artifact scythe, then you gotta have Landa or Dagda. But yeah, and then Appaloosa, it doesn't come in a lot, but sometimes you do have these two, and then you could just go into Appaloosa, get a few negates, just seal the game. Doesn't happen a lot, but it does have its moments. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck, guys. If you like the deck, if you like the video, you know, you could give me recommendations for things you want to change. But yeah, this is pretty much my deck as it is at this moment for December 2021. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.